Come into your comfortable seated position with a straight spine. Sitting cross-legged, or you can sit on your heels or on a bolster, whichever is comfortable as long as the spine is straight. Bring the thumb and the index finger to touch, other three fingers extended, and rest the wrists on the knees. And close your eyes and just take a moment as you lengthen up through the spine, grounding through the sit bones, to just focus on your practice today. So the breath is really important. You know, it really doesn't matter which way around you inhale or exhale, but the important thing is you coordinate the breath with each movement. And the most important thing about the breath at any time, as well as during yoga, unfortunately in the West, we've learned to breathe backwards, which is why everyone is so stressed, because if you ask somebody to breathe in, they normally suck their tummy in, and that is the wrong way to breathe. And there is a right and wrong way. If you watch a great baby breathe, this is how they breathe. Relax the belly, which I know none of us like. So when you relax the belly, the diaphragm, the muscle which separates the respiratory organs, the digestive organs, relaxes. When that happens, the rib cage and the lungs can expand. So as you breathe in, you can fill the lungs. Then as you breathe out, that's when you pull the belly in, because you then draw the diaphragm up into the rib cage, up into the lungs, and then you're expelling any stagnant energy, any waste. So what happens is if you restrict that breath, so you're sucking in as you breathe in and you're relaxing as you breathe out, what then happens is your body becomes acidic and toxic because there's not a right balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen. And people are really surprised to learn that 75% of the toxins that you process in your body are expelled through the breath, not through going to the toilet or anything else. It's the one thing we do 24 hours a day. So learning to breathe properly not only cleanses the body, but it also stimulates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous response. So it's very calming, and it really helps to calm those stress hormones. So relax and expand as you breathe in. And exhale, relax, release, and draw the belly in as you breathe out. And just do that a few times. As you feel the breath begin to slow down, so does the mind follow. We can transcend all those busy thoughts and be present in our practice today. If you wish to set a sankalpa, which is an intention at the beginning of the class that you wish to dedicate your practice to today, please do so now. You can ask for a wish, a blessing, you can set an intention. Whatever you want, just dedicate your practice to something that's important to you. And one more breath. And now open your eyes. I always like to start by mobilizing joints so that we can really get into those postures. So come laying on your back and draw your right knee into your chest. Raise your left leg a few inches off the floor and begin to make little circles with your left leg in one direction and then the other. Lengthen that left leg so that you're allowing it to slip out of the hip. This really helps to release the iliopsoas complex, the psoas muscle. Release lower back tension, hip tension, and release that left leg down. Now stretch out the right leg and draw the left leg into the chest and make a circle. Take hold of the knee and make a circle in one direction with your left leg and knee bent. Really opening and hydrating that ball and socket joint and change directions. And draw the left knee into the chest again. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you need to use a belt, then please do. You're going to stretch that left leg up. If you can take hold, hook the first two big fingers between the first two toes. If you can do that, great. If that's too much of a stretch, don't overstretch the hamstrings because you won't. You'll just pull them or you'll damage your ligaments. So use a belt if it's too much to do it by hooking the fingers. And as you inhale, draw torso and thigh towards each other as you breathe. Really lengthen. Lower the torso down. And now place the right hand at the top of the right thigh to stop yourself rolling over. And open that left leg out. Open the hip to the side. As soon as you feel the body rolling, ease out of the posture. We want to open that hip, but we want to keep the hips, the buttocks on the floor. Breathe into that deep stretch. And now return that left leg back up. Bend the left knee. Take hold of the left knee with the right hand. And bring the left leg to the outside of the right leg. So you're forming a twist. Allow the left shoulder off as you create a nice big circle with the arm. Try to keep the hand as close to the floor, the left arm this is. And then change directions, just opening up the joints, the top of the arms. And now bring both shoulders so they're on the floor. Stretch the arms out to the sides like a T shape and breathe into that twist. And slowly bring your left leg back up. Stretch that down. Now hug the left knee into the chest again. Raise the right leg this time a few inches and make a few little circles in one direction and then the other. Lengthen, allow that leg to kind of ease out of the socket as you lengthen it and release the right leg down. Now stretch the left leg down and draw the right knee in. Take hold of the right knee with the right hand and make a circle. In one direction. And the other. Stretch the right leg up. Hook the big toe, either with your belt, you can hook the foot, or with your first two fingers of your right hand, and draw the right thigh towards the torso. Take a few breaths. Left hand at the top of the left thigh, lower the torso down and open that right hip out to the side. Remember, if you start to roll, ease out of the posture. But breathe into it and release that leg down as far as it wants to go. One more breath here. Bend the right knee, take hold of the right knee with the left hand, drawing the knee down to the floor. Make a big circle with the right arm, allowing your head to roll around and in each direction. And now both shoulders anchored to the floor as you stretch the arms out to the sides. You can turn to look at your right hand if you want, or you can keep the head neutral, just take a few breaths. And gently ease out the posture. Now bring the knees together and the feet together. Keep them together, the arms out to the side as you very gently lower the legs down to one side of the body. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the other side. Keep the shoulders firmly anchored to the floor. Only go down as low as your body lets you. Don't force. Yoga should always be practiced with steadiness and ease. Sthira and Sukha. least effort. Now bring the knees back to the center. Open the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. And make nice big circles with your arms. Breathe deeply. Welcome the morning in. And change directions. Bring the knees together. Stretch the arms and legs up into the air. Wriggle the fingers and toes. Make little circles in one direction. With the wrists and the ankles. And change directions. Now stretch the arms and legs up and imagine that they're keys in a lock. So you're just turning the keys in the lock. You're not making a circle, you're just turning one way and then the other. And then just shake everything out. If you wish, you can come into a full plow, bringing the feet behind the head, just to stretch the spine out. And then slowly ease and bring yourself up. And come into easy pose, into comfortable cross-leg position. Now the most important joints in all of this is the spine. So we're going to really release the spine. I love this exercise. It really sorted out my back when I first started doing yoga. So take hold of your ankles, your shins or your knees, wherever is comfortable. And as you inhale, tip the pelvis forward. So we're not rocking, we're actually extending and flexing the spine. So tip the pelvis forwards, lead from the chest. Shoulder blades draw together as the shoulders draw back. Keep the head up, the chin parallel with the ground so we don't overextend the neck. We're leading from the center of the spine, the tailbone and the top of the spine follow. As you exhale, tip the pelvis back, round the spine, open the shoulder blades, shoulders come forward. And then continue with this motion, inhaling as you extend the spine forward, exhaling as you flex the spine back. And continue. You can keep your eyes open if you like, but I always think yoga is really, you get the full benefit when you treat it like an active meditation. So really nice to close the eyes, keep the focus internal as you continue to expand and flex the spine. Start slow, and as you feel the spine beginning to warm up and release, you can gently pick that pace up. And now bring the spine to the center, lift it tall, take a deep breath in and hold. Hold the breath in the belly and gently apply Mula Bandha, the root lock. So gently contract the muscles of the perineum, that muscle that runs between the sexual organs and the anus. Draw that internal support up, draw the navel in, lift the spine tall, draw the chin in towards the back of the neck and smile, relax. And exhale, release. Keeping hold of the knees firmly, I want you to imagine that the base of your spine is, you're going to draw a circle with the upper body around the base of the spine. This is called a Sufi grind. So we're not just going round and round in a circle, we're actually really churning the waistline. We're really working on the waist. As if you've got a hula hoop. You're making that circle with the upper body over the base of the spine. Breathing one breath per cycle. At first, the movement might feel a little awkward, but the more you do it, the more fluid it will become. This really works on grounding, and also the digestive system really gives it a good massage. And you'll find you might need to start with a bigger circle to start with. But as the circle becomes smoother, you can bring it in until it's a tiny circle, depending on how you're feeling today, because this does churn everything up, but it's really good. And change the direction of your circle now. Big breaths. Although we breathe through the nose in yoga, sometimes when we want to release, it's really good to breathe out through the mouth. The reason we breathe in through the nose, that's really important, is the actual nose will get the breath, the right temperature, and it will moisten it. So it's the correct consistency for the lungs. So the breathing out really helps to release all the toxins, all the, not just physical, but actually through the breath we can release all those mental and emotional toxins, especially with the stuff that's going on. Sometimes we just need to, let it go. And now bring the spine back to the center, lift it tall, and we're going to do Mula Bandha, root block again. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath in the belly, contract those internal muscles in the perineum, draw the spine up, chin in, and relax your hands. Mula Bandha, sealing that energy, awakening Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, and your creative energy which resides, your Kundalini energy. And release. Great. We'll just do a few little side bends now, just to open the side of the body. So as you inhale, keeping the spine, don't twist it, keeping it nice and straight, keeping both buttocks, because you'll find as you stretch to the left, the right buttock wants to lift, but plant through both. So you open the sides of the body. Inhale, exhale to the center, inhale. Open the left side back to the center, and just continue at your own pace, just opening the sides of the body. And then we just have one more spinal exercise to go through. Do a little bit of deep stretching, and then we'll take it into some deeper work. And come back to the center. Take hold of the shoulders firmly, fingers in front, thumbs behind. Twist, keeping the upper arms, try not to let them go up and down, so the elbows are straight out to the side, upper arms parallel to the ground. Keep those shoulders open, so don't allow the posture to collapse, allow the head to follow around. Inhale, twist the upper body to the left, exhale to the right. Working at your own pace. If this is a new exercise, you might want to go a little bit slower. the spine to the center. One more time, we're going to take a deep breath in. Hold and apply your Mula Bandh, your root lock. And exhale, release. Bring your hands into Jnana Mudra, index finger and thumb tips to touch, other three fingers extended. Close your eyes and just take a few natural breaths. Let the body settle. Now open your eyes and spread your legs apart. I'm going to show you two versions of the next posture, whichever is good. Second one will give the shoulders a really good stretch, but see how it goes. As you inhale, stretch the spine up. As you exhale, turn to look over the left foot and fold over the left leg. Now what's really important here is you don't allow the pelvis to tip back and the spine. A lot of people want to get their heads down on their knees and they're doing this and you really lose everything. You're better to just do this as long as you're feeling the lengthening in the spine, the lengthening through the leg. Very important point here I always make. A lot of people think, well, if I just keep pushing, it'll be fine. But your hamstrings will not stretch further than they want to, no matter how much you push. You push too far, you will cause them to damage. You could cause a pulled muscle, but actually even worse than a pulled muscle, you could overstretch tendons and ligaments which do not go back and it will destabilize your knee joint. So if ever you feel that you're overstretching the hamstring, either let the knees be soft or place a rolled up blanket underneath the knees. Okay, so as you inhale, keep lead from the chest, only go as far as you can, but fold forwards. As you breathe out, inhale back to the center, exhale down over the right leg. Now you can continue doing it like this. If you're finding that pretty easy, you can hold both toes with your hands. This gives the shoulder a really good stretch. So you inhale up to the center, exhale as you exhale over the left leg, you can see I'm really stretching that right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale down over the right leg. So do whichever version feels good today. And feel that lovely sense of release as you exhale without overstretching. And you'll find, although I'm teaching a Hatha class, I do use Kundalini techniques in that we do a lot of dynamic repetitive movement, because the more breathing into a posture really helps to release. But actually repeating it, you find each time you can go a little bit more deeply. Next time you come down, hold. Take a few long deep breaths. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Hold. Take a few breaths. And inhale, come up. We're just going to do a couple of leg stretches, a couple more leg stretches. So stretch them in front of you. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold deeply. And if you can, take hold of the toes. You can use your belt here. But if you can take hold of the toes, then you don't need your belt. Hold the posture and breathe normally. And inhale, come up. Now you're going to sit with your legs stretched out. Bend the right leg and place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Flex that left foot. Place your right hand behind you, and you can either take hold of that right leg or you can bend the right elbow and place it on the outside of the right knee. As you inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, twist to look over the right shoulder. Now, if you want to take this a little bit more deeply, you can either hold here and breathe, or you can thread your left hand through and do a bind. So with your right hand, you're going to wrap that around and you're going to take hold. Wrapper is always the grabber, so your left hand will grab the right wrist as you twist. And if this is too much, just stick to the original posture and take a few breaths. Take one more breath, 2 more breaths. And release, come around to the front. Now we'll do the other side, so bending the left knee, left foot on the outside of the right knee, and the left hand behind you. You can either take hold of that left leg with your right arm to twist, you can bend the right elbow and gently press it to the outside of the left knee, or you can thread the right hand through and take hold of your left wrist into that bind and take a few breaths. And release, come back round. Come back into easy pose, and we'll just do one more little joint movement before we go. You should be feeling a lot looser and warmer now. So just take a moment to do a few little neck rolls. Just gently releasing the neck. It's a very delicate area, so don't overstretch. Imagine you're making a little circle with your nose. Just waking up. Releasing any tension in the neck, head, and change directions. Come back to the center. And we're going to do a little work on our back, so strengthening the back and some back bends. And then we'll do a little cardio core work as well, and then we'll do a flow. So I find, we're going to do Shalabasana, the locust pose. Now I find with this, I do need to place the blanket onto my hips, otherwise I just feel my pelvic bone really pushes them to the ground and it's a little bit uncomfortable. So if you have one, I would recommend using it, but see how you go. I place the blanket kind of under the hips, just to give it a little bit of padding, and come laying on your front. Now to start with, I want you to engage the muscles in your back so that your tension is in your back, and as you inhale, lift the torso, just the torso off the floor, and hold. Really engage. You can interlace the hands behind you if you want. Engage. Breathing normally. And release. You can make a little pillow with your hands. Just rest your forehead. And we're going to come up again. Now this time, if you can, lift. Oops. I'm going to have to go a little bit further forward on my mat, sorry. If you can, now lift the legs up at the same time. Really engage. Now if you feel the lower back is pinching, ease out of it. But if not, take a few breaths. Just come up as high as you can. The extension should be in the upper back more than anywhere else. Really strengthening for the back. And one more breath. And release. Make a little pillow with your hands. Okay, we're going to go into a little bit of a deeper back bend now. So what I'm going to ask you to do is bend your knees. Back a little bit now. And take hold of your ankles. Now, for now, just leave the thighs where they are and engage the back muscles, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other to lift the upper body off the floor. Draw the ankles into the buttocks. I want you to feel a deep stretch through the thighs. Just breathe into that stretch. Lower the torso. And now you can either go back and do that same posture again, or if it's okay, raise the thighs up. Lift the legs and the upper body. Take a few breaths. Lower everything down. And gently come sitting back on your heels in baby pose. Stretch your arms in front of you. Lower your forehead down. And breathe into your open back. Slowly come up. And now we're going to do another back bend, but we're going to do it in stages because it is early morning and I just like to take this one in stages. So start by coming onto your knees, with your knees under your hips. You can support the lower spine, you can have your hands just here. Engage the abdominal muscles. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other to support the spine. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back and down, and keep the hips coming forward as you open the chest and take a few breaths. Now, you can drop your head back. Some people don't like this, so support the head if you need to. Don't allow it to drop back if that's uncomfortable. Take a couple of breaths here. And slowly come up. Now we're going to do that again. You can do exactly the same, or if you wish, you can take it a little deeper by coming up on your toes. Just listen to your body and what it wants to do this morning though. When I teach camel pose though, I'm quite strict about it. I know some people teach it that you twist one arm and then the other. I think that's asking for trouble personally. If your core strength isn't strong enough to take you back and bring you up, then stick to the first one. So as you inhale, again, engage the core, lengthen up, support the spine, and reach with your hands for your heels. Hips come forward and open the chest. And very slowly ease out of your camel. Only staying in these back bends as long as you feel comfortable to, and longer if you wish. And now we're going to go into it one more time. You can either do one of the first two versions, or the full version is to have the feet flat. So once again, engage. Keep those hips coming forward. It's really easy to allow your whole body to, and then you're losing that back bend. And when you're ready, slowly come up, sit on your heels, and go into baby pose, child pose. You can either have your arms stretched in front of you, or you can tuck the arms down the sides of the body with the palms up, and counter that pose. Breathe as you open your back. And slowly come up. We're going to do a little bit of core strength now. So come sitting with your knees bent, and you're going to make a V shape. So you're going to engage the abdominal muscles to stop yourself falling back. And you're going to sit back on the sacrum so that your torso and your thighs form a V shape. Find your balance and gently bring the toes off the floor. Palms facing each other with the arms outstretched. You can stay here if you like for a few breaths. If you want to take the pose a little further, then make a little tabletop with your shins. Try not to let the spine collapse. Keep it nice and neutral, lengthened. Take a few breaths and release. And we're going to go up into Navasana, the boat pose again, but this time you can either have your toes off, you can make the tabletop, or you can go into the full posture with the legs straight. And release the legs down, allow the knees to fall open, and just let the body relax. Do one more round, in whichever posture is best for you, whichever one of the three I've just shown you. Come into your Navasana. And slowly lower down. Release. Well done. So now we're going to do, I always bring this exercise into every, I always find somewhere to put it in the yoga classes. I love the next exercise. If you don't have time for any kind of exercise, you've literally got 5 minutes, this is the one to do. I think it covers, you know, just about everything. So it's part of a set, which I will teach another week, called the 5 Tibetan rites. And I tell you what, it is a complete workout in 10 minutes, like never, ever had. It's just 21 repetitions of 5 exercises, which doesn't sound too bad. They do tell you that start by doing 5 or 6 a day and build the numbers over the next few weeks. Not me, first time I did it, I did all 21. 5 exercises, me sick, but but if you build up to it, it's fantastic, and it really does give the body. But for today, I'm just going to teach you the 5th one. So come on to all fours as if you're going to do a cat-cow. Hands underneath the shoulders, and now knees are under the hips, but I want you to bring the knees back so they're behind the hips and your hips come forward. So you're in a kind of plank position, but with the knees on the floor. We're going to start with the simplest version. Tuck the toes under, come up into down dog, heels to floor, hips up and back, nice stretch through the arms, strong through the shoulders, knees to floor, lower the hips into an up dog, keeping the hips off the floor, elbows straight, come up onto the knees, and down dog. And you flow between those 3 postures, but make sure you enter them completely. Now, if the lower back's feeling good and the core's feeling strong, you can omit the knees. So just going between down dog, plank, up dog, plank, down dog. If you would like to work a little harder though, come into down dog, plank, lower the body into chaturanga, Dandasana, And then come into cobra, keeping the hips on the floor, elbows bent. Lower the body down, plank, down dog. Plank, chaturanga, cobra, plank, down dog. Whichever one feels good for you of those three versions, just keep going between the three postures. Now sit back on your heels and release in child pose. And slowly roll up. We're going to do another little cardio. I really like this because it really raises the energy. So sometimes, you know, when you're feeling, heavy, you're feeling that the energy is low, and you just want to lift it up and get that buzz. This is really good for that. So you're going to come into a squatted position with the heels off the floor and touching, and the hands between the squatted knees, and your head is up. That's to put a little pressure on the back, so don't let the head drop. And if you can, throughout this exercise, do keep the heels off the floor and touching, and the hands on the floor. But I know sometimes, particularly people haven't done this before, they need to let the heels come down onto the floor, the feet flat, and they need to lift their hands off, and that's absolutely fine. So what you're going to do is you breathe in, is you're going to straighten the legs and drop the head down. And as you breathe out, you're going to squat and come all the way back. So some people need to do this, and that's fine. Okay, so working at your own pace, but obviously the faster you go, the more the heart rate goes up. So just see how you go with it. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, squat back down, bringing the head up last. Straighten the legs, come into a forward fold. If you need the knees to be soft, let them be. Just hang here for a bit. It's really good to let the blood flow into the head. And if you want, you can release the back of the pelvis by swinging like a pendulum, just letting the arms go. Bring the hands to the hips and slowly roll up. And take a few nice easy breaths. Okay, let's just bring all that together now. So we're going to do an active meditation now. Come into Tadasana, into mountain pose. Spread the toes and just rock backwards and forwards. The fronts and the backs of the feet. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed on both feet and the backs and the fronts of the feet. Draw up, engage, and just feel strong and solid and grounded. Now bring your hands into prayer pose, and as you inhale, stretch the arms out to the sides, palms up. Bring them into prayer overhead, stretch back as far as you can, let the knees bend. And as you exhale, keep the back nice and straight, fold forward. Inhale, scoop the arms out to the sides, palms up. Bring them overhead, stretch back. And exhale, fold forwards. Just continue, inhaling out to the sides and exhaling the hands down to the center. Now, why I'd say treat this as an active meditation, I want you to continue with this forward fold with your eyes closed. And as you inhale, imagine you're scooping up any toxicity around you, anything you don't need in your life. Breathe in as you scoop it up. Imagine you're spring cleaning. And as you exhale, tell your subconscious you're letting it go. Just continue with the cycle of inhaling, clearing the space around you and within you as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, letting it go. You don't have to think of specifics, but just tell your subconscious, I'm cleaning my aura. All those little negative people, negative comments, negative situations that seem to work their way towards me through my energy, I'm just gathering them up now. As I breathe in and as I breathe out, I'm just letting it all go. And with each cycle, really bend back, stretch into the fingertips as you breathe in. And as you exhale, release down. So with each cycle, each repetition of this exercise, I want you to feel that the space around you and within you is becoming clearer and brighter and freer and more liberated. That you can move much more easily through the air as you let everything go. Just tell your subconscious, all the things in my life I don't need, I'm gathering them up now, I'm spring cleaning them, and I'm just breathing them out, and I'm letting them go. This is a great active meditation. And do that one more time. Release out through the mouth. And again, inhale. And out through the mouth. Inhale, scoop it up and let it all go. Shake everything out now. Shake your body. In Qigong, they call this shaking the tree. And it's like dancing. Dancing is actually the best exercise you can do, because when you're dancing, you're free-forming. You're not thinking about your movement. And actually what's moving is your energy within you. And you can just get rid of all those stagnant bits of energy that gets stuck in your body. Just shake it all out. Breathe. Let it all go. Okay. Now we're just going to finish with a few sun salutations, and most important part of the yoga class, a relaxation, so the body can assimilate the work that we've done. So come towards the front of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands in prayer position. Inhale, stretch the arms up into prayer. Look up at the hands, stretch back. Exhale, fold. As deeply as you can. If you can bring your hands to the floor, do fingers in line with toes. If not, take hold of the calves and fold. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back with the right foot into a lunge. Straighten that left leg into pyramid. Step back with the left leg. Plank. Chaturanga. Lower the body down. Inhale, cobra. Come onto all fours. Do a little cat-cow. Tuck toes under. Come into down dog. And take a few breaths here. Lift the head, and you can either bend the knees and jump, or you can step the feet back in between the hands. Fold deeply. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, back to prayer. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back with your left leg into your lunge. Release that psoas. Straighten the right leg. Step back with it. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Cat-cow. Down dog. And breathe. Bend the knees, look up, and jump, feet back between hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, back to the beginning. Well done. Now, find a comfortable position for relaxation. In yoga, we recommend Shavasana, but I do recognise that's not always so comfortable for everybody. You know, not everybody finds Shavasana a posture they can let go in. So with Shavasana, you're going to come laying on your mat, hips roll open, arms away from the body, palms up. This can sometimes put a little bit of pressure on the lower back. So what I recommend to people who have that is to place a bolster or a very firm pillow under the knees, or you can have the knees bent with the palms up and away from the body. But do find the relaxation posture that's good for you. It's very, very important at the end of, well, any physical activity, but particularly yoga, to allow the body to make the changes after the work you've done and to repair. So palms up, lower back into the floor, lengthen the spine and the neck, and have a little wriggle around. It's really important. Like squeeze the buttocks a bit and just wriggle around so you can really snuggle down. And when you've found a nice cozy position to snuggle down in, I want you to close your eyes and once again take a few long deep breaths. If you wish, you can create an ujjayi breath, which is the ocean breath, where you contract the epiglottis, which is at the back of the throat. So it sounds a bit like like you're steaming up a window, but your mouth's closed, you're doing it through your nose. So I'm going to exaggerate the sound. It's a bit Darth Vader, you know. But when you do this breath, it's fantastic because it does really stimulate the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system, which has a wonderfully just calming effect. And one other thing about yoga is, yes, sometimes you have to create pressure to release pressure, and we work hard in the class to get rid of the tension. You know, being very gentle doesn't always get rid of that tension. Sometimes we have to work to get rid of the tension. But then at the end, it's really nice to end on that note where you really feel that sense of peace. So start to create a nice, deep, smooth, even breath. And as you breathe, with each breath, feel yourself begin to melt into the earth beneath you. As you breathe, I want you to imagine a beautiful, warm, golden healing light just above the crown of your head. As you breathe, feel that warmth gently massaging your scalp as all the little muscles on your scalp begin to soften. Feel the warmth and the light gently pouring down over your face. Feel your forehead softening, eyes becoming heavy, jaw relaxing. And as the light enters the crown into your head, feel the warmth and the light washing through your mind, relaxing your mind. As you breathe, really feel the light is allowing you to just let everything go. And now feel that warmth and that light and that love traveling down your throat, cascading down over your neck and over your shoulders and gently massaging your shoulders as they release into your mat. And the light flows into the arms, all the way into the fingertips now. Feel the arms becoming heavy and letting go. Now feel the light, rivers of golden light traveling down into your chest, your belly, and your pelvis, and visualize that light circulating through your torso, massaging all those organs, softening your back into the floor. As it travels into the hips and the buttocks, squeeze the hips and buttocks really tight, screw them up. And as you let go, feel that you're giving the light permission to travel down into your thighs, into your legs, filling your legs all the way into the toes. So now your whole body is just filled with this beautiful, warm, golden healing light, circulating around the body, spilling into the space around you, expanding. So now you're filled and surrounded and engulfed in this wonderful light. With each breath, feel yourself merging with the light, first becoming heavy and surrendering to it, and then just losing the contours of your body and just melting into it. Completely let go.
Now gently bring your awareness back to my voice and back into your body and back to your breath. Start to become conscious of your breathing and of your chest rising and falling. Start to notice anything you can feel, the contact between your body and the earth beneath you, any familiar smells. You can open your eyes now and turn the head from side to side. Gently bring yourself back into the room. And when you feel ready, start to wriggle the fingers and toes and make little circles for the wrists and the ankles. And just take a moment to bend, twist and stretch in any way that feels natural and good. And just take your time, but when you finish, bring yourself back into easy pose with your hands in prayer position and your eyes closed. And just take a moment here with your eyes closed to focus on the sankalpa, the intention you set at the beginning of your class. And if you didn't, don't worry, you can set one now. You can ask for a blessing, you can send a blessing, you can make a wish, you can send love, you can send peace, you can set an intention of something good you're going to do today for somebody. You can just anything you like. You can even just offer up a prayer of gratitude and just feel grateful for everything that you have. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but just allow your heart to fill with really good things, with love, to start your day. Now we're just going to end with prayer. So keep your hands in prayer pose, but stretch the prayer pose up. Stretch your arms up towards the sky, lengthen the spine. And imagine that divine light flooding into your fingers. And as you draw the light down, bring your hands to the crown chakra. May grace and goodness. Bring your hands to the third eye, in between the eyebrows. Wisdom, may wisdom and peace.
Bring your hands now to the throat chakra. Truth and authenticity. Bring your hands into your heart. Forgiveness, love, and compassion. Bring your hands to your belly. Great health, great joy, fulfillment, prosperity, success, and abundance. And bring your hands now to the earth. Safety, security, and may protection be for us all. Om Shanti Om. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.